What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be showing you how you can take a few 2x4s, a set of strap T-hinges, and a box of screws that cost a total of $85 and turn it into something that you can sell for $250 a piece. Now this project has personally made me just over $6,000 in a single month. Now I'm not going to sit here and bore you with some crazy long intro, but for those of you who don't feel like watching this entire video where I put this whole thing together and you just want to get right to work, I've created a step-by-step blueprint that you can pick up by clicking the link in the description below that will give you all the measurements and dimensions I use to make this thing as fast and as durable as possible. And if you ever have any questions, you can either reach out to me directly or you can refer back to this video because it's going to show you exactly how I do this. But for those of you who want to stick around and watch how I put some of these things together, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so these things are pretty simple to make. When I first started, I was doing one table in 3 hours, but now since I have the process down, I'm now able to do 2 tables at a time in 3 hours. So first things first, I usually like to take the sander to the lumber and just take care of all the factory stamping, take care of any other imperfection I might see on the lumber, and then of course take care of these little demon staples that end up getting caught on my clothes or even worse, my skin. Then I like to take the next few minutes and just mark out all my cuts. If I'm doing multiple benches that day, then I'll just take a little bit of extra time and grab all the lumber that needs to be marked so that I can cut everything in bulk. Once I start cutting, I personally prefer to start off with my bevel cuts, then my angle cuts, then my straight cuts. This way I'm not constantly switching the saw settings between cuts. Oh, and make sure you have your saw plugged in. This is what your beveled angles should look like. These angles are important because it's what's going to give your bench a comfortable angle as a seat, but also a level tabletop when it's fully flipped out. Now usually when I'm all done, I like to kit them all together. This is about 3 tables worth of arms and legs. So when it comes to assembling, I usually like to put all of my arms together first, just because they tend to take the longest. So I just like to get them done and out of the way because honestly, it's just smooth sailing from there. Now you're probably wondering, what is he doing with this piece of cardboard? And the truth is, I like to make everything as easy and as streamlined as possible, so I make a jig pattern for literally everything, including my screw hole patterns. Now you're probably also wondering, why am I doing this all on the ground? I do have a workbench at my apartment, but there isn't enough space at my apartment to do 3 tables, so I'm here doing it at my mom's house, and hence why I'm doing it on the ground. So as I said before about my love for making things as streamlined and as fast as possible, I decided to make this little pegboard pattern with a set of decking screws to help me assemble the arms as fast as possible and also keep it in place so that I can screw and glue everything together. It just cut the arm assembly time literally in half just by doing this. And then voila, you just pull it on out. And that's arm number 1. Alright, next we're going to get started on the legs. And like I said guys, once you get the arms done, everything else is literally just downhill from here. You see I have 2 blocks here that are going to help hold the legs up while I screw and glue them in place. Don't forget your jig patterns. I got a jig pattern for everything. It makes everything that much faster and that much smoother. So these clips are actually from a video that I made that I was going to post to YouTube, but actually never ended up posting it. But I decided to show you guys with these clips because there's just much better angles and you can get a closer idea of what I'm doing. And then my son and I just took the next few minutes to blast out all of the legs in bulk. Alright, so here my son is just doing his screw hole pattern for the seating planks because that's what we're going to be screwing on next. This next part may be a little tricky. Sometimes it's better to have 2 people, one to hold up the other side because then this just keeps happening. but sometimes you can get them to steady themselves just right to where you can get 1 or 2 screws in there so that it'll hold itself up. Make sure you're flush on both sides, and then start tacking all the screws in. Now this is critical. You want to make sure that you have good even spacing, just so it looks appealing to the eye. And then go around and just start tacking the rest of it up while I take a break. So I actually forgot to get a video of these 2 blocks here. These 2 blocks are essential because this is what the arms are going to sit on to flip in and out. Then we actually have a 3rd block that's the same size as those other 2 blocks that's going to be right in the middle for your support beams to help keep this picnic table sturdy and to assure that it doesn't wiggle back and forth when people are sitting on it. Guys, I wasn't joking. I mean, literally anybody can build these things. This is my 9-year-old son. I decided to build these with him this year, and most of the time he literally works by himself. He's got the measurements down, the dimensions down, and he's just been working by himself for most of the time. Alright guys, so this next part, I actually have you doing it in the blueprints differently than I'm doing in the video. I actually have you installing this piece of lumber on the ground while you're putting the rest of your legs together, just because it makes it that much easier and that much faster, so you don't have to do this in the air with clamps and maybe an extra set of hands. So here we're going to start strengthening this thing up. This part really helps to have a big square like this. If you don't have a big square, you can use a level or a straight piece of lumber. And then I usually just like to double check my angle. If your legs and your bench are perfectly square, it usually comes out to the same angle every single time. And I have those angles all in the blueprint for you guys just in case you want to double check them also. And then all you got to do is rinse and repeat for the other side. Alright, next we're going to start throwing these arms on with a set of these simple T-strap hinges. So in this part, I normally start with the arm fully flipped out, making sure that this angle is completely flat and the tip of the arm is but completely inside this little notch in the table. This will help me find the proper hinge placement so that I know it'll sit deep enough as a seat but flip out far enough as a table. Then just repeat it for the other side. And then lastly, we're just going to throw on the top table planks, and we're going to use the same screw hole patterns we did for the seat planks. And as you can see in the background, we already have 2 other tables built already. I actually ran out of a 2x4 on this last table because I miscounted how many 2x4s we actually had in the cart at the hardware store. And there you have it, guys. Each one of these tables costs us $85 to make. We sell them for $250 a piece. And this is 3 tables in under 6 hours. So lastly, what I like to do with the arms is just round out the ends to give them a little bit more of a fancier look. And then I just like to go around the table and just give it a nice little finish sanding to take out any sharp edges, any slivers, just to give it a bit more of a high quality feel. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to click the link in the description for the blueprint, and we'll see you on the next one.